Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl is one of the most profound and impactful books ever written, exploring the quest for purpose and meaning in life. Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, uses his harrowing experiences in Nazi concentration camps as a backdrop for his exploration of human suffering, resilience, and the power of finding meaning in life. This book offers a deep philosophical reflection on how we can find purpose even in the most extreme suffering and adversity. In this video, we will dive deep into Frankl's timeless insights, focusing on his development of logotherapy, a form of existential analysis that posits that the primary drive in human beings is not pleasure, as Freud suggested, but the pursuit of meaning. We examine religious beliefs and the nature of self. If you are seeking inspiration, resilience, or a new perspective on life's challenges, Man's Search for Meaning offers a blueprint for understanding how to find purpose and fulfillment, no matter the circumstances. What is the meaning of life? Why do some people seem to find purpose and joy even in the darkest times, while others struggle to make sense of their existence? Man's Search for Meaning presents a thought-provoking answer to these questions, suggesting that our search for meaning is the key to overcoming life's difficulties. Viktor E. Frankl's insights, drawn from his personal experience as a Holocaust survivor, provide an extraordinary perspective on human resilience and the human spirit. Frankl's own journey through unimaginable suffering in Nazi concentration camps led him to develop his philosophy of logotherapy, a psychological approach based on the belief that finding meaning in life is the most important motivation for individuals. This book is not just for those struggling with profound suffering, but for anyone looking for deeper purpose, fulfillment, and clarity. Frankl's message resonates universally. No matter the external circumstances, we have the ability to choose how we respond to life's challenges and find meaning in the face of adversity. Part 1. Experiences in a concentration camp. In the first part of Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl reflects on his personal experience as a prisoner in several concentration camps, including Auschwitz. Through these experiences, he discovers that even in the most inhumane conditions, individuals could maintain a sense of dignity and purpose. He observes that those who found meaning in their suffering were more likely to survive the horrors of the camps. Frankl's observations focus on how prisoners were able to endure unimaginable pain, loss, and cruelty. Many prisoners gave up hope, succumbing to despair, while others managed to maintain a sense of inner freedom and purpose. Frankl attributes this survival to the ability to find meaning, even in the most horrific of circumstances. He suggests that the ability to find meaning, whether through love, work, or faith, allowed some individuals to endure suffering with resilience. Frankl explains that suffering is inevitable in life, but how we respond to suffering is a choice. He writes that we may not have control over our external circumstances, but we always have the ability to choose how we respond to those circumstances. This is a central idea in logotherapy. We are not defined by our suffering, but by how we find meaning through it. Part 2. Logotherapy, the search for meaning. In the second part of Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl introduces logotherapy, the psychological system he developed in response to his experiences. Logotherapy, which means healing through meaning, is based on the idea that the search for meaning is the primary motivation in human life. Logotherapy contrasts with other psychological theories that focus on the pleasure principle, or the will to power. Adler. Frankl argues that meaning is the key to understanding the human experience, and that even in the face of suffering, finding meaning is essential for psychological well-being. Frankl outlines 3 primary avenues through which individuals can discover meaning in life. Creative values, what we give to the world. Frankl suggests that we can find meaning through work, creation, or accomplishment. By contributing something of value to the world, whether through our work, our relationships, or our art, we give our lives purpose and significance. Calculated, however, that forces that point towards becoming experiential values with a robust sense of helplessness. According to Frankl, love is part of the human connection, and finding meaning, experiencing love, beauty, and nature, and building deep, meaningful relationships provides us with a sense of purpose. For Frankl, love is particularly important, as it allows us to see the world through the eyes of another person and experience profound meaning through connection, attitudinal values. Frankl's own suffering in the concentration camps demonstrated that even in the face of physical pain and loss, we can find meaning through our attitudes, our resilience, and our determination to endure. The will to meaning versus the will to power, and the will to pleasure. One of the key ideas presented in Man's Search for Meaning is Frankl's critique of both Freud's and Adler's psychological theories. Freud emphasized the will to pleasure, arguing that human beings are primarily motivated by the desire for pleasure. Adler, on the other hand, emphasized the will to power, suggesting that people are motivated by a desire for control and superiority. Frankl disagrees with both theories, arguing that the primary motivation in life is not pleasure or power, but the pursuit of meaning. He explains that people can find meaning through love, creativity, and the way they choose to respond to suffering. According to Frankl, when people lose sight of meaning, they may become depressed, anxious, or nihilistic. But when they discover meaning, even in suffering, they can find fulfillment and inner peace. Frankl stresses that meaning is not something we find passively, but something we must actively search for in our lives. He encourages readers to reflect on their own lives, identify what gives them meaning, and pursue those things with passion and purpose. The role of suffering in finding meaning. One of the most powerful messages in Man's Search for Meaning is that suffering, while deeply painful, can be a catalyst for finding meaning. Frankl explains that suffering is an unavoidable part of life, but it is also an opportunity to grow and develop resilience. Rather than seeing suffering as something to avoid, Frankl encourages us to find meaning in it. Through his experiences in the concentration camps, Frankl observed that those who were able to find meaning in their suffering were more likely to survive. This could mean finding meaning in the connection with others, in the desire to live through a particular experience, or in the hope for a better future. Frankl introduces the idea that life does not give us meaning, but rather, we are the ones who give meaning to our lives. Our attitudes and choices in response to suffering can create purpose. He illustrates this concept through the story of a fellow prisoner who, despite the horrors of the camps, was able to find meaning in the memory of his family and the desire to survive for them. Conclusion: Viktor E. Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning is not just a memoir of survival. It is a profound guide to understanding the human condition and finding purpose in our lives. The book teaches us that meaning can be found even in the most difficult of circumstances, and that our search for meaning is what gives us the strength to endure. Through logotherapy, Frankl emphasizes that meaning is a central aspect of human existence, and that we all have the power to find it in our lives, no matter the external circumstances. By embracing the search for meaning, we can overcome suffering, find fulfillment, and lead lives that are not defined by pain or adversity, but by our ability to rise above it. Frankl's message is a timeless reminder that the greatest freedom we possess is the ability to choose our attitude and our response to life's challenges. It's a call to live with purpose, embrace our suffering, and pursue what truly matters. If you found this summary of Man's Search for Meaning valuable, be sure to subscribe for more deep insights on personal growth, philosophy, and mental resilience. Like this video if Frankl's message resonated with you, and leave a comment below sharing your thoughts on how you find meaning in your own life. Thank you for watching, and remember, no matter the struggles you face, you have the power to find meaning and purpose in every moment.